Hey everybody, it's Jeff and I want to welcome you to this Halloween edition of Jeff's Journeys from here in Georgetown, DC. When you think of Washington, DC, what comes to mind? Images of the White House, the Washington Monument. And there's a pretty decent shot of the Washington Monument right behind me. The Lincoln Memorial. And as you can see, Honest Abe is sitting right behind me and he's still open for business. Or one of the other tourist attractions. And this is the view from the World War II Memorial. But there's another part of DC that's sometimes forgotten. It's right across the Key Bridge, and it's called Georgetown. And those cars coming across the Francis Scott Key Bridge make their way here. They make their way right here to the Exorcist Steps, which is the portal from Washington, D.C. up to Georgetown, D.C. As you go up these steps and off to your left is the actual Exorcist house. And right across the street is the tombs. And not very far from there, a block or two away, is Georgetown University, where much of this movie took place. And in our first clip, we're introduced to Father Damien Karras. And he takes a break from his psychiatric and priestly duties at Georgetown University right up the way here. And he's watching the filming of a movie made by Burke Dennings, and it stars Burke's girlfriend, Chris McNeil. And you'll see Father Karras, amongst others, there in the crowd.
Shall we summon the writer? He's in Paris, I believe.
Hiding?
Ducking.
And this is probably a better perspective of the steps where the students were protesting at the beginning of the movie. Probably from somewhere about right here, where Father Damien Karras would have stopped and taken a break duties to watch the protest movie being made. Then after that, it was time to get back to work, and he probably would have done something about like this. And what better location could there be than to introduce our next clip here at the Tombs Restaurant in Georgetown. And this is a famous clip where Father Karras meets with one of his superiors to discuss his crisis of faith. And it happened right here.
It's my mother, Tom.
She's alone. I never should have left her. At least in New York, I'd be near her, I'd be close to her.
I could see about a transfer, Damien.
I need reassignment, Tom. I want out of this job. It's wrong. It's no good.
You're the best we've got.
And here's the Tombs as it looks today in October 2025. And as fate would have it, I do believe I'm sitting at the very same table in which Father Karras sat at, indulging in an adult beverage while having a crisis of faith down here in the Tombs in Georgetown, DC. What a great day to be alive. All right, movie fans, and our first clip is one of Chris McNeil as she makes her way home after a long day of shooting a movie. And this would have been her vantage point as she walked down the steps after a tough day of filmmaking.
I think I'll walk home tonight, Mike.
Okay.
You take that drop by my house. Night, Tom.
And let's continue with Chris McNeil on her journey home as her path again crosses with that of Father Damien Karras.
There's not a day in my life that I don't feel like a fraud. I mean, priests, doctors, lawyers, I've talked to them all. I don't know anyone who lets himself back.
And this is the Christ Church in Georgetown, the Chapel Gardens, where that scene takes place as it looks today, October of 2025. Her next stop is home, where she discovers Regan, her daughter, has a new friend, Captain Howdy, she met playing on a Ouija board down in the basement.
You really don't want me to play, huh?
No, I do. Captain Howdy said no.
Captain who?
Captain Howdy.
Who's Captain Howdy?
You know, I make the questions and he does the answers.
Oh, Captain Howdy, I see.
Captain Howdy proves to be a bad influence as Regan begins to exhibit strange behavior.
Well, give me an example. What did, like what? Specifically, what did she say?
Well, specifically, Mrs. McNeil, she advised me to keep my fingers away from her. Goddamn cunt.
Captain Howdy, do you think my
In
mom's
response,
pretty?
Chris seeks out medical attention for her daughter.
Keep it there. This tells your temperature. The red light goes on. That's your temperature.
I don't want it.
Tell me if you feel a vibration. You feel anything? Can you feel this?
I don't feel anything.
Okay, now you're gonna feel a little stick here. Don't move.
Dr. Tanny says the x-rays are negative. In other words, normal.
So Chris now takes Regan from the world of medicine over to the world of psychiatry, and spoiler alert, it doesn't end well.
Is there someone inside you?
Sometimes.
Who is it?
I don't know.
Is it Captain Howdy?
I don't know.
If I ask him to tell me, will you let him answer?
No.
Chris trusted the science, and it failed her. I mean, it didn't find an explanation for Regan's behavior, right? Well, not so fast, my friends, because the world of modern medicine and the world of modern psychiatry simply ruled out a natural explanation, a natural cause for Regan's behavior. But now Chris turns her direction to the supernatural, and that's where our movie really begins to heat up.
As I said, it's a very outside chance. but
Would you
since
just
you're
name
so-
it, for God's sakes? What is it?
Do you have any religious beliefs?
No.
What about your daughter?
No. Why?
You ever heard of exorcism?
Chris is even beginning to suspect her own daughter may be a suspect in a local murder that may well have occurred upstairs in her own home.
She killed Burke Dennings. She pushed him out her window.
Bad behavior has been springing up all over Georgetown, and Lieutenant Kinderman is hot on the trail of a suspect. And who else would he turn to look for clues besides our own Father Damien Karras?
It should look like a boxer. William F. Kinderman, homicide.
What's this all about?
But could Captain Howdy soon wind up on his radar? Stay tuned. There's also the matter of a church desecration at nearby Georgetown University. Could Regan, 12-year-old Regan, possibly be a suspect? And please watch my next clip as I explain how this may have occurred, and please check the rooftop next door for a Captain Howdy sighting. And let's imagine, just for fun, that Regan spider walks down the side wall of her house, fake ID in her pocket, makes her way across the street and over here to where the Tombs is at. She would have gone down and possibly slammed down a couple of cold ones with the guys, made her way up the street and headed over to the campus of Georgetown University. She would have scurried up those steps and onto the campus of Georgetown University. Is the beautiful chapel that in the movie Regan was supposed to have desecrated. And in the movie, this is the side entrance that the priest went in when he discovered the desecration. That door maybe had been left unlocked, and that's why he was using it, and Regan may have known that. So she entered through there for her evening of sanctuary desecration. So Chris discovers she needs an exorcist, and a quick check of the local yellow pages proves fruitless. So she arranges a private meeting with a local priest turned psychologist from over at Georgetown University by the name of Karras.
Chris McNeil.
Please go away.
I'm Father Karras.
This is at the C&O Canal, and this is the bridge where Father Karras and Chris McNeil meet to discuss Regan. And during this meeting, she asked the good father how one might obtain an exorcism.
And, how do you go about getting an exorcism?
I beg your pardon?
And after a fair amount of research, Father Karras gets permission from the church to conduct the exorcism, upon the condition that a more seasoned exorcist would be assigned to the case.
Well, he does know the background. I doubt there's any danger in just having him assist. There should be a psychiatrist present anyway. What about the exorcist? Have you any ideas? How about Lancaster Marin?
Thus enters Father Lancaster Marin.
Especially important is the warning to avoid conversations with the demon. We may ask what is relevant, but anything beyond that is dangerous. He's a liar. The demon is a liar. He will like to confuse us.
Father Marin arrives, and the two, they get right to work. Father Marin sets his sights on Captain Howdy, while Captain Howdy sets his sights on a different target, Father Karras, leveling a personal attack rarely seen outside the hallowed halls of the United States Congress.
Look down in pity!
You killed your mother!
Your servant!
You left her alone to die!
And speaking of name-calling, Regan can hang with the best of them when it comes to Father Karras.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Karras, you faithless swine.
Come on, please. The Lord be with you.
And they say it's right here on the wall of the Exorcist Steps that Billy Friedkin found this line that he used in the movie. Already suffering from a crisis of faith, Father Karras now blames himself for the recent death of his mother.
Oh, Christ. I should have been there. I wasn't there. I should have been there.
There was nothing you could do.
But the demon is relentless in his attack of Father Karras.
Your mother's in here with us, Karras. Would you like to leave a message? I see that she gets it.
If that's true, then you must know my mother's maiden name. What is it?
So much so that Father Marin sends him to the sidelines.
Her heart.
Can you give her something?
She go into coma.
Είσαι πολύ κουρασμένος. Να πας στο κρεβάτι σου.
You're not my mother! Don't listen.
Why, Timmy?
Damien.
Timmy, please.
Get out.
Sadly, Father Marin is older and has a pre-existing heart condition, possibly from his days of fighting with Captain Howdy over in Iraq. Sadly, the strain of it all is too much on Father Marin, and he finally lapses and dies in a pool of his own holy water there on the floor at Regan's bedroom. And then comes what I consider the turning point of the film. With his back up against the wall and his faith put to the test, Father Karras comes off the sidelines and he takes matters into his own hands.
Take me! Come into me! God damn you! Take me!
And despite the very best efforts of modern science, as in psychiatry, modern medicine through the doctors, and in religious ritual. All of those came short in trying to help Regan McNeil. And in the end, Father Karras took on the ultimate example of Christ, and he took on the infirmities and the death that were meant for Regan, and he took them onto himself, and he died so that she wouldn't have to, again, imitating the example of Jesus Christ. And right about here is the place where Father Karras was read his last rites.
Somebody help! Are you sorry for having offended God? Of all the sins of your past life?
Georgetown, but right over there is where there used to be a gas station, and when they heard someone had fallen down the stairs from Prospect up there down here to M Street, they came running, so kind of gives you an idea of how the movie played out. And you know, when we've made it all the way down to the bottom of these Exorcist Steps, that we've reached the end of our film. And now, in honor of Father Karras, Damien Karras, this one's for you.